Hey, Shalom Israel, Shalom Israel. This is your brother Karatazar.
And the brother Potter Wafi.
Hey, and today we're gonna have another episode of Blowing That Trumpet.
Hey, staying on that pick, man.
Hey, all praise to the Most High, man. It's been a minute, and there's been a lot of things going on in the world lately, and things are very much heating up, very much so. So, we just don't want to waste any time. We want to get straight to it, and you call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Wamalak Yahweh Shah, praise to the Most High through His Son, who the world ignorant called Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai. And we want to give all praise and glory to the Most High. So we're going to start off with the book of Colossians 3:17, and go ahead and get this episode started today. Salakia. Is it starting? There we go. This is madness is going on in the world, but let's get it going. This is the book of Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Him. Right? And so that's what we're doing before we start the edification, before we start going into any kind of breakdowns, understandings. We always want to reverence the Most High and make sure that we show respect and love and honor to the Most High, right? You got anything you want to bring out, King?
Hey, Con, can you please get the classic precept, Habakkuk 2:1.
Got you. This is the book of Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set me up upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Hey, so I'm gonna watch upon my tower, and I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, man. You have to be willing to put yourself in that position, man. And even if all hell breaks loose, man, you lose sight of communications, right? There's no longer nobody on that watch. And you look around and you standing on that tower and it's only you, you're still commanded to watch, man, to be observant, right? And there's multiple ways to do that, right? And, hey, through mercy and through grace, hey, we might make it through this thing. Shalom, family, shalom.
Shalom, sister, shalom.
Right? One more precept, please.
Keep going.
Yes, sir.
All right. And this is verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
And what are you going to be running to, right? Yeah, how about Shemi Awashai, man, in the kingdom, man? You're running this race, man. You're enduring in this truth, man, in this walk. And Lord willing, hey, we make it on to the very end, man. And with that, I yield.
And those are very mighty points, So like I said, we always want to make sure that we give all of our honor and glory and due reverence to the Most High and through His Son, Yahweh Shai, man. So today's episode, we're going to go over a few different things, right? We're going to be going over the foreign seditions, how the world is heating up and turning up. We know that the Lord prophesied this in the beginning to the end, and now you're starting to see these things manifest. Now we're starting to see that if you can't, see it and increase in faith based off of what you're seeing, this is kind of one of those things that should be easy for you to start getting that understanding. Like maybe there is something to the word, maybe there is something truth in the scripture, because we understand that the word is all true. But for those who doubt and question, you shouldn't have any much questions after being able to see the things that are happening and saying what the Lord has written down thousands of years to come, right? And we also have AI catching criminals, right? So we got a couple of different topics going on. We got Bamboozled Jake and Grandma has had enough, man. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the first segment of foreign seditions. All right, brother, you can kick it off with this.
Right. So it says what? 1,000 marching in France and pre-election protests against fair rights. Right. So for a lot of people who don't know, hey, this is a big thing, man. Right. Because I'm paying attention. I'm seeing certain things, especially with NATO, right? The EU, right? BRICS and their system, Russia and their alliances, right? And I'm noticing a trend, right? And the trend that I'm noticing is a lot of European allies, NATO, right? In their country, they're going crazy, man. We're hearing about protests. We're seeing riots. But in China, right, in Russia, you don't see these things, right? It's because they're kind of beating their people into subjection out there, man. In Russia right now, there is a Putin, right? He put out a law, right, saying that, hey, if you got a problem with the way that they're doing with their aggression towards Ukraine, hey, you can go to jail for speaking out about it, man. So they're kind of shutting down all type of things of rebellion, man. All type of talks of conspiracies, man. You can get put into jail for that. But here in America, KKK, right, and the other EU, they kind of let you do it, man. Showing you that, hey, there's going to be a time to come where none of this stuff is going to be allowed. Can you go down on this article, please? Let's read some of that, if you could.
Would you like me to read it?
Please.
This is this says Paris, June 15, Reuters. Thousands marched in Paris and cities across France on Saturday to protest against the far-right rally RN ahead of upcoming elections to the French Parliament. Following the RN surge in last Sunday's European election, police said 350,000 people were expected to march and 21,000 officers have been mobilized after labor unions, student groups, and right groups called for rallies to oppose the anti-immigration Eurosceptic party. At least 150 marches were expected in the cities, including Marseille, Toulouse, Lyon, and Lille. In Paris, where police said 75,000 people turned out, and march set off at 12 o'clock GMT from Place de la République in the east, going through Bastille Square to Nation.
Right. So there's a lot of things being said right there, but I want you to listen to what it's saying. It says what? At least 150 marches was expected, man. And on top of that, 75,000 people turned out, right, in March, right? And even more than that, over 640,000 in total across the country. That's pretty much almost 1 million people right now rebellion, man. Protesting, talking bad about their governments, man. Right? And hey, look at the police number. The police said that there's been 217,000 demonstrators arrested. And you look at the police numbers and there's numbers, these things are not matching up, man. So if you think that the military, right, if there was a big falling out, a big riot, a big overthrowing of the government, if you think the police officers are going to be able to stop that, yeah, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Especially if they agree. They might agree with these things, man. So there's a lot of things to be said right there. Because Christ has said in Matthew 24, right, that there's going to be what? Riots, right? Whispers of war, man. And when you watch these videos, these people are talking very maliciously, right? They're saying, hey, my country is not a country of this. It's not a country of that. We need to restore it back to the former glory. You got to be careful, man. You got something you want to add in on that, King?
Con, let me get the book of let me add something to that real quick. Because you said a lot of stuff that's very true, but like we started off bringing out the telltale of the end days, and the things that we were discussing are of the end days, right? So we got to make sure that we correlate this with the scriptures as well. So look, what the Lord say, it's 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. He say, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, right? Because right now, if you're looking across the world, man, there is destruction to the whole earth right now. There's a bunch of stuff going on, right? This is what it says. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And this is what's happening, man. When you look at these issues and these images, right? Let's look. These people right here are on a massive level of rebellion, man. You see that there. Let's see if there's any more images throughout this. Probably just a little bit of articles that are hopping in. But let's just kind of look at this on a muted level. Let's see what this looks like on the sense of what is kind of going on. It's gonna load an ad, but we're gonna have to let that play just a little bit just to bypass it, right? But we understand that these things that are prophesied to start raising up, like the brother said, he wanted to go into Matthew 24 So let's go ahead and read that up for those who may not understand what the brother was going into or referring to in Matthew 24, right? Let's bring it out. Matthew 24, the brother said right here in verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So that's exactly what the brother's going into, is the beginning of sorrows, man. He's bringing in the understanding that you seeing these things happen across the world is a big telltale sign of what was prophesied to happen in the very last days. Anyways, I'm trying to get through this article, this ad, just so we can kind of see the state and hear a little bit of what's going on. The amount of gathering of their nations gathering in protest against another nation, and you understand that this is saying what the article said was because the Eurosceptic immigration separation, that they have an issue with other people coming into the country of France that are not French. So they're trying to rise up against any other people who are not French coming into this place with massive protests against the government that may be elected that will allow that to happen, because they want to stay what? Separated. So if you can see on a massive scale that other nations are protesting to stay away from other people that are not their people, Jake, Eve, why are you trying so hard to walk hand in hand with a nation that despises you, when a whole many countries right now across the entire earth are dividing and signing and setting up very visual lines of statements of saying, I do not want to be a part of you, and I don't want you to be a part of us, and we're willing to die to maintain this order. We're willing to kill to maintain this order. But Jake is willing to sacrifice everything in themselves and their people to be liked by a people that hate them just explicitly, openly. It's crazy. So you can kind of see that, but I want to continue on with the scripture real quick. It says, there shall be, just like the brother said in Matthew 24, verse 16 and 2 Ezra 15 and 16, for there shall be a sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And you see, that's exactly, they're not caring about who's the president or what prime minister is selected or what government official is what. They're saying, no, we're willing to turn up for what we want, and we don't care what you guys have declared. We don't care what you want to do. And these are the things that you should be as a sign. Can we honestly say this has not happened? Can we honestly look around the earth right now in many different areas? We're going to continue looking in different regions of the earth, because right now you can even see it in America. It's so common that what you have, the whole face of America, even Jake has gotten their simple minds entangled in Trump or Biden, Trump or Kamala Harris. We're going to talk about that a little later, but the fashions is what? The same thing. Even on a domestic front, you having riots and wars and things that are happening because of what's happening from one people to another. There's many things that tie into this in these subjects, like what just recently happened. How many times do we riot for an unjust killing? And right now you have Chicago going against the so-called what? They say in the government, but they know it's a bunch of so-called niggas, Jakes, us, against the so-called white man that killed us. And they're not wise enough to know they should join together as Israel. They want to join together as what? A broken people that want to love their enemies that still are murdering them, and they don't get it because they're not amongst the ones that are setting the boundary to be nation against nation. They want to be the nation that they're against, that are against them. You know, and I'll deal with that, brother. You got something else to add to that?
Hey, Con, right? And I want to add just a quick point to that, man. Right? This is like the third riot that Europe has had, France specifically. Well, no, I'm gonna say Europe, right? In the past 4 years, man. Because I remember the former riots the farm riots that they had out there, but they had nothing but farmers going up on the streets dropping loads of manure in front of us government buildings, man. Right over there in Belgium. So these things are kind of picking up, man. Now you're starting to see the collapse in the fall, man. Right? And so that's enough for, well, let's get into that other article I sent to add on to this, man. Because it's not just the Europe that's just causing riots, right? Look at that. What that says.
You didn't want to continue on with because we're talking about France right now. The other one was about the elections of immigration policies. This one is about more or less the domestic issues that they're facing in France with the so-called Israelite man there. That is similar to what we face in the U.S. as well. So you want to stay in France for a second and then continue?
Yeah, let's do that. Right. Because I was about to connect that because you had mentioned about you know what I'm saying, they have problems with how things are coming in. How did they have Europe had problems with how people are coming into their country, and I was going to liken that onto what's going on with that next article. But
okay, you talking about Nigeria?
Yeah,
let's do it, man. That's all good. Let's go in there. Let's through the spirit. We're moving through the spirit. How you like to do, man? Right. Hey, this is the article that he's talking about. Nigerians are tired. Protesters fed up with bad governance, soaring costs. It says thousands are protesting poor governance, corruption, and the increasing cost of living in Africa's most populous nation.
Right.
You want me to read the sign for you, or you would go ahead?
No. Right. And that's not the only thing that's going over there, because over there also, and I thought this is the article I sent. Well, I thought it was another article I sent, but I didn't send it. So Salaki, that's on me. Right. There's a protest now going on in the Congos right now, man. So Africa is at a muck as well. Right. There's a protest right now in the Congos, and they're saying that we are tired of Western influence. If you have any type of Western connection, hey, we'll get out of here. They're killing you. Right. So, and then look at that sign. It says what? The poor will have nothing else to eat but the rich oppressors, man. Right? Hey, and who kind of conquered these lands, man? The so-called Edomites, man. So what it's coming down to is, hey, there's unrest, right? There's rioting all over the world, man. Right? But I'm sorry, Salaki. Let's get back to that Europe, man, because I know there was something on that you wanted to get. Let's get that real quick.
Khan King, no, that we're just going back. Yeah, that's a beautiful point. Because we're seeing what you're saying is absolutely correct. You're seeing that in the East, Europe, you're seeing a lot of these people starting to what? Look at the state, the front of what they're looking like, man. Military wars, and these are just their local police. How are their police running around looking like military? Like this is damn I Am Legend. Look at this stuff. Look, I'm gonna try to zoom in as best I can so you can see this. This is the state of when they're walking around downtown France. This is what they're seeing, and it says grandmother of, and this is the grandmother of the slain teen that was recently murdered, a 17-year-old Jake that was murdered in France. It's the grandmother of French teen killed by police, pleads with rioters to stop. Doesn't that sound familiar? Just like when Dylan Ruth shot up the church, and our people were like, hey, forgive the little crazy white boy that shot up everybody. Like that Kyle Rittenhouse. He came crying because he came outside with his AR and started to shoot on people because he loved his town so much, he was willing to kill people that were just rioting, not assaulting him, not coming towards his property. He drove hours away to go open fire on people that are just, they were causing a muck too, but he wasn't helped with premeditated. He was actually granted, nobility and honorability with what his works were, man. And and these are the kind of things that are going on right now. It says shooting riots in France show U.S. is not alone in struggles with racism, police brutality. The events of France following the death of a 17-year-old shot by police in Paris suburb are drawing parallels to racial reckoning in U.S. spurred by the killings of George Floyd and other people of color act. So just listen to this title right here. This is a whole nother country. And the other countries know for a fact. For this is how disgusting the what the people would say the world of the earth is, the state of the earth is. It says that they are drawing parallels to the racial reckoning in the US. So everybody in the whole earth knows that there is a major intentional killings of people of so-called color, the Israelites in America, and everybody knows it, but nobody's ever tried to put a humanitarian crisis on the situation, stating that they need to come and justify or reckon what happens to us in this land. They say they just use it as a representation to reflect upon when something bad happens in their country, because they know they're like Americans, man. They love killing them niggas there. They love killing them there. That's what they do. I don't see if you're a so-called Black or Hispanic American, why you stay in the country knowing that they're gonna eventually you're eventually gonna get killed by them. That's what they do to y'all there. Everybody else knows it, but y'all don't know it. Y'all say y'all are good. I want to look into this article just a little bit. Let's look. It says right here, this image left. French riot police officers walks next to a vehicle upside down during the 5th day of protest following the death of Nahil, a 17-year-old killed by a French police officer in Nanterre during a traffic stop in Paris, France, July 2nd, 2023. This is crazy. These are the things that they're bringing up, is that our people are dying over there just like we're dying over here because we're scattered to the 4 corners of the earth. And there's nothing you can do to deliver yourself from the Most High's hand, right? Let's see what it says. We already read this portion. It said, despite the differences between the two countries' cultures, police forces, and communities, the shooting in France and the outcry that erupted there this week laid bare how the U.S. is not alone in its struggle with systemic racism and police brutality. They should end that by saying, to the Israelites, because this is what they do to us everywhere we are. And you feel like you leave America, you're gonna live a better life in Japan or passport broing it up or somewhere else you go. No, because it's an all-out whoop your ass and put you in the grave. And no matter where you go, that all the other nations that made that tumult, that if you're an Israelite, man, we can do as we please and have dominion over your body, even to kill you. What you got, King? You got
Salakia. Khan, right, and that's absolutely right. They're killing of the Israelites, and we know this, man. This is a mean cut for all you people. Way that just happens over here in America, right? That don't happen no place else in the world, man. We're not oppressed everywhere else in the world. You don't like it here in America, you can go back home. Get out of here. This is not your land. This is what they tell us, man. But no matter where we go, we are oppressed. We are killed. We have a target on our backs, man. Right? And it's because what? The Lord loves us, man. So, hey, what it says in Deuteronomy. Let's get Deuteronomy 28, classic, in the verse 46. No, 45.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
Point right there. It's a lock. Right, these curses are going to pursue thee and overtake thee. It's no matter where you go, man. If the Israelites are there are the curses, man. That's what happens when you sin against the Lord, man. You get curses put upon you. And it's until he decides to overthrow those things. You can't run from the Lord, man. You know, a lot of people tried that. A lot of people think they can do that. They can just run from the Lord and hide. Hey, Jonah tried it. He tried to hide from the Lord. And what happened? Lord
spat him out. He swallowed him up and spat him out.
Hey, jammed his ass up, man. And then spat him out. There's no hiding from the Lord. You can go back to that article, please. And click the back button, Baba Shah. Right, scroll down a little bit. Right, these are the things. Right, hey, more than 1,000 arrested after the fortnight of riots. Right, so there's riots going on, man, and it's all over the world. But these things are not publicized to America, KKK, and other places because they want you to think that what everything is good, man. Everything is copacetic. Hey, everything is good and copacetic. EU, we are together, we are strong, and we're going to find out a way to defeat Russia. We're going to find out a way to defeat China where they can't even control their own countries, man. And that's saying something. Let's get this in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. It should be Wisdom of Solomon. No. It's Sirach, chapter 10.
What would you like?
Verse 2, Baba Shah.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 2. And as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Hey, so the same person that's ruling, hey, that's how everybody in that city is going to be, man. Hey, he's rebellious, he's evil. Hey, he's open to any type of way of sin. And let's just be honest, man. Most likely it's an Edomite in charge, man. And the Lord said the Edomites are the border of wickedness, the beginning of it and the end of it. There's no right thing in them. So this system that we're living in, all over the world, there's no right thing in it. Even the law, statutes, commandments, they took and corrupted, man. Hey, well, if you stole, we're gonna just put you in the jail for a few months, right? Hey, white people still they let them go free. Israelites still, what happens for he can actually eat because he's starving on the street, and what happens? They give him life. So even these judgments that they're trying to take from the Bible, they corrupt, man. When they say all praise to the Most High God, they're not talking about our God, man. They're talking about the God of their world, man. And the Lord told you there's a God of this world, man. Right? And let's get this last scripture, and I'm gonna yield right there. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Just showing you there's a God of this world, man. And even that God, even though the Most High God gave that power to that God, you gotta kind of see who it is, man, what it is.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4 and verse 4. In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them.
Hey, and who's the God of this world that blinded the minds of them so they can't believe, man? Right? It's Satan, right? But it's also who? His angels, right? The Edomites, the nations, man. So the God of this world has blinded people. And when that's why all of these celebrities, these politicians, they're devil worshipers. They love dealing with spirits. Right? With that, I yield.
Con. And another beautiful point, just to add on to it, because these are the things that are happening to other countries, but we reside there. To other things, even on the front, wherever land you're in, there's Israelites there, and there's oppressors there. That's how the Lord has set it up, to have them rule over us in the last days until the return of Yahweh Shai, right? I want to bring out the book of, I'm still in 2nd Ezra 15, but I want to bring this out real quick to add on to your points, because what they've done, they've killed the young man over there, like they compared it to the George Floyd killing, right? We've had recently Sonia Massey been murdered here for boiling a pot of water. We had X amount of, how many of us have been killed in the last 5 years unjustly, right? But you gotta understand, in order for us to be able to get up out of this, you gotta have what? You gotta have faith, and you have to what? Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So we can detail and understand all these things that are going on in the earth, but we want to make sure that the reason why we're bringing this out for understanding of what's happening It's why you need to understand that this is important, because these are the things that are going to befall the earth and definitely the sinners of our people, right? And if you want to be in the side that has a righteous recompense for the things that have happened to us unjustly, you have to be on the side of serving the Lord and be in that obedient position and having faith. You can't just be blindly knowing these things and doing your own thing, right? So let's go to verse 21. It says, Second Ezra 15 and 21, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen. Just like they still murdering us, like they were doing back in the Greek captivity, Roman captivity, the Egyptian captivity, all the times that we've had been in captivity under all the heathens, they still doing it to this day unto my chosen. So will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord Yahweh. So this is a righteous thing to look forward to, that we're not going to always be in this position of being trodden down and oppressed, even though you start seeing this destruction going on, this death and these things. Look at this. These cars were burnt to fire because of the things that are happening and rioting and looting, just like they do in everywhere else that we reside, right? Continuing on with the scripture. Watch. It says, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. And nobody shed more blood, innocent blood, than the so-called white man, bro. He's doing it to this day, like the Lord said it. Like, don't get this wrong. All nations have had a part in our destruction over time. But who went above and beyond the call of duty more than the so-called Edomite white man? They're doing it to the point where you can't, they tell, how evil is that? Hey, go turn that pot of water off. And then that just, you told her to go do it, and she did it and moved the water off the stove. And now you put an open threat on her because she mentioned the English name of Yahweh. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. He shot her for commanding her to go handle the pot of water on the stove. If you were an intelligent person that was fearful of your life or situations, why would you tell a person, go pick up that machete and go move it over there? If you didn't want them to be in reach of something that could cause you bodily harm, unless you wanted to position a point to have a cause to kill an Israelite, you did that intentionally. You know what I'm saying? Because in training, it would teach you isolate and separate from the cause of a threat. Don't allow somebody to get something that could be used as a weapon against you. If you're trying to maintain safety, if you're in fear of your life, don't get me wrong, hot water hurt. But even at the worst case scenario, even if you throw hot water on them, it wouldn't kill you. You would have to literally be boiled alive in a vat that can hold your whole body, to put so much stress onto your body to go into shock. I've had people fall into barbecue pits, get 3rd-degree burns. I've had people have spilled boiling water on them. You get 3rd-degree burns, but you're not at an equal threat of dying. So the fact that you may get scalded a little bit to put a bullet through somebody's eye is not equal exchange of force. But that's what the Lord said. To those who spared, he's not going to spare the sinners. And then I'm not making no video saying anything about the system. You know what I mean? That's not that's not the agenda. But we understand how the Lord deals in judgment and understanding, because he says it right here, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them. So just because they were found in sin, or maybe not doing what was right in the moment, he's still going to punish those who shed their blood. Right? Keep game. Let's keep going. And it says, the fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth and the sinners, like the straw that is kindled. If you look at these cars, what is going on, man? The earth is definitely being set ablaze. The Lord is setting fire in his wrath, literally and figuratively and spiritually, seriously, all over the earth right now. No matter where you are and wherever Israel is at, his wrath is being spilt out like a plague, right? Continuing on, and it says what? Because of what? Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. This is the whole point of us bringing all this to light. Is you gonna have destruction if you are caught in the midst of willful sin, man. If you're out here sinning and sinning and sinning, and you're not keeping the Lord's commandments, like we keep teaching our people every what Shabbat. This is kind of what happens every time that we try to get out there. We teach our people, hey, avoid sin, because sin is likened to what? To death. That's exactly what it's called. It's called death, right? And that's what we're looking at is we don't want that for our people, so we want you to repent. But what would our people do? He said, the Lord said, I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power defile not my sanctuary, right? And it says, for the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. So you got to be conscious of what the Lord may set forth towards you to be judged by based off what you are not doing. And that's why you got to see the seriousness in these last days and the times and the way you can be affected based off of what you committing these sins, man. And with that, I yield. Yahweh, I'm gonna let you get it.
Hey, Con, man. You know, I'm gonna just say this, man. Right? You know, the Lord does how He wants to do, man. We don't know who Son your Master was in person, man. Hey, we never know, right? But we do know what, right? That the Lord's judgments is perfect, man. Right? The Most High God, His judgments is always, always, always perfect, man. And the Lord had her put to death. Hey, that's of the Lord, man. Right? So, hey, kind of hard to here. Let me get the scripture real quick. Right.
I can read for you, King.
Yeah, let's get that Romans 9, and I think it should be verse 11.
Gotcha.
No, Romans 9 and 15.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 15. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom will have compassion.
You see that? So the Lord, hey, some Israelites, hey, he kind of want to put them to death, man. We don't know who they are. But the Lord going to have mercy on who He going to have mercy on too, man. He's going to show compassion on who He will show compassion on to, right? That's all I got to say about this matter. I'll yield unless you want to get into that next one.
Con, yeah. We'll just go ahead and because like I say, our job is to be we're out here blowing the trumpet. We're being watchmen to let you know that the sword is upon the land, right? This is seriously our duty as unprofitable servants. We're not doing this for our entertainment. We're doing this so we can try to bring forth salvation to our people through understanding that you are going to get the salvation if you heed to these scriptures and obey and submit to the Lord's will, right? Not for you saying, oh, I heard these brothers say that. Those brothers are going to save us. No, we're not going to. We don't have the power to physically save you, but we can spiritually guide you to where you may have that opportunity of salvation in these last days.
It's a lot. We can't even save ourselves, to be honest with you.
That's what I'm saying.
How we gonna say we can't even save ourselves? We in captivity too. Like, come on now. We waiting on the Lord, man. And right.
And this is kind of cool because it goes right into the next kind of point. Is like, we can't save ourselves, but we understand that the Lord is the one who keeps an eye and watches all the works that we do. He tries the reins in the hearts of men, right? But why does Esau want to be like the Most High so bad? Why does other nations want to be like the Most High so bad? Because they understand that there is one that is highest above all, and that is they crave power, right? That's why they want to be like Jake, because we are powerful, and that's why they imitate us. So how do they feel like they can now start? Think about it like this: how can they watch the powers of the earth, which are the Israelites, and find a better way that's more effective and convenient to catch them and to imprison them, to bring them to darkness and to shackles and to prisons, other than trying to make that automated, right? Because it's too inefficient to use a man to hold accountable another man. They're going to try to do it in a way that they can program it into existence, right? And let's see what they're actually trying to establish. And this is coming from a place that has had massive roundups of Israelite men and throwing them into prisons down there, like El Salvador, Argentina, the MS-13. These are what they're trying to do to this point. And look what color eyes they got right there. Big blue eyes. Who has big blue eyes that look at everybody and try to judge the world? Esau, man, the damn Spaniard, man. If it's going to Argentina, we're talking about the Spaniards, man. This is saying to be Argentina to begin using AI to predict future crimes. So now Jake ain't got a shot in hell, bro.
Mm-hmm.
hey, this software said you was gonna do that, so we're gonna just go ahead and lock you up before you do it.
Hey, hold up. The last person who wore those little fabrics around the bottom of their garments, hey, they kind of killed somebody, so we gonna kill you.
Yeah, that's what the AI is doing, and AI is what 98% correct. So,
hey, now we seen these type of movies, man. Salakia, we seen these dystopia movies, right? All futuristic, kind of got that one MC, and he kind of believes in the system, but he doesn't, or he's in the system and he doesn't believe in it. I Am Legend, right? Psychopaths. What always happens, man? The system ends up killing people, innocent people, setting people up, right? And pretty much become corrupted, man. Every time. What do you think is going to happen, man? There's a TV show called Psychopaths. And what they do is it's a system, and it scans your mental. And it knows what you've been going through. It knows everything about your job. It is literally implanted damn near into your brain, man. And as soon as your mind gets above a certain level and your heart rate becomes elevated, they come and they kill you, man. Because they have a fear of you going psycho.
See that?
That's what this is getting into. It's just differently.
See that?
Right? With that, go ahead, King. My bad.
No, you got it, bro. You definitely on it, bro. Because that's exactly what they're trying to do now, is to make sure that they have the ability to reign over Israel without it being like we're doing it. You understand? This is what they're trying to do. Literally, they're trying to avoid their like what is it? Who was it? Pontius Pilate, when he said, "This man's blood is not on my hands."
Pontius Pilate, Khan.
That's what they're trying to do with this AI, right? They're trying to make it seem like we are not putting you guys in jail, so to speak, right? But hey, it's AI, and we gotta trust in AI, because when is the computer that a man programmed? Because they'll tell you, hey, just like you guys believe that the scriptures are right because the man wrote it, we also believe that the AI is right, even though a man programmed it. And they're gonna do these types of things against us, and they're not gonna even they're not gonna have no pity or mercy on you. They're gonna definitely go with it. Let's bring out the book of Sirach. You already there. Sirach 10. Sirach 23. And we'll start with 19. Because I only fear the eyes of the Most High. I don't fear this right here. I'm not looking for who has the eyes that can predict the future crimes, right? This is the things that we're trying to make sure we're doing. But let's read a bit of this article real quick, and then I'm gonna jump into that scripture. It says Argentina security forces have announced plans to use artificial intelligence to predict future crimes for the Israelites. In a move experts have warned could threaten citizens' rights, because obviously we're already at a position where in America and most places that we're literally are not reading into any of the rights. That's what we were talking about in the judicial system in the class, right? We're talking about that the so-called Hispanic and Black and Native American man in the land of Babylon, America, is still considered 3/5 of a man in the Constitution. Even though they kind of override that and try to allow you to participate equally, they can revoke that at any time, because it has never been amended that you become a full citizen. They've just said that, since you're free, you're no longer considered that, but they've not written it into law, right? So we walk around pretending as if we have rights in a land that is not right. And we know it because what, we're getting murdered and killed left to right, and then always what, put in positions of crimes against us, man, that are unnecessary and unruly. So it says the country's far right president Javier Milei this week created the artificial intelligence applied to security unit, which the legislation says will use machine learning. So I'm pretty sure if you consider to learn, you can learn bad habits. You can learn the wrong thing. So a machine can be programmed incorrectly. So it could be programmed to have a specific bias. That's how they kind of rig numbers in the casinos, right? They can alter how many the win rate is. They can write that into it. It's all into what? The hands of the man creating the technology, the programming, the databases, the information, the queries. I got you. What you got?
Hey, and they gonna be able to do all these things because they're connecting this AI to these systems, to TikTok, Instagram, right, Snapchat, right, all these apps that you're using, your emails. Jake like to try to be creative, man. All of these apps that you're using to do your dirt, hey, they're gonna add that AI to it, man. And let's say that AI get in control of that dark web, right? Then what? Now you're gonna see the truth of people, man. And you're gonna see a whole bunch of what? Lies, made up stuff as well, man. Now you won't be able to tell what news is news now, what information is true or false, unless you so-called know the person. But I yield.
No, you good though. You really good with that because man, they can create it to make it seem they can make a lie the truth, right? Like you say, because they can. How many people lie on their Instagram? How many people are really living the things that they show forth on the internet? But they're gonna build an algorithm based off of falsehoods that people portray, and then they're gonna hold you accountable by the things that are fiction online because they said it learned that from your people. This is how y'all really think, because this is all, if you go everywhere, this is what you represent. So it has to be true for who you are. That's why we say a man's countenance shall be known by what you wear and how you act and with how you conduct yourself, right? Because now you have things learning about the way you conduct yourself as a people, and they're gonna do it at the level of imprisonment and death against your people, right? Because it says right here, it's use machine learning algorithms to analyze historical crime data to predict future crime. So when you're online talking about, man, we spend the block on the ops. Man, we just did a play, man. We scammed and we did this. We ran into the store. This is how you get finessed over on the system. These are all criminal activities that y'all are so simple. You dry snitching on yourself. But now they're going to take your dry snitching and put it in concrete and use it against you. Watch. I got two scriptures real quick, and I'm going to use that real quick. Right? The first one is that this is who should really be looking at us, right? It says, such men only fear the eyes of men and know it not the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret part. AI cannot consider all ways of men, and it definitely cannot look and go into your secret parts other than what the things that you promote of yourself, because that's what a lot of people think. And this is I still can't wrap my head around it. They go online to expose everything that they're doing, but they think that nobody knows about it because you don't follow me. But you're showing your secrets and putting your business out there. But because I don't follow you, you think that you've done everything you do on your phone in private, like nobody knows, because you don't see the people that know. You don't know that, even think about it. A man could be with a woman that she could be definitely a virtual harlot and having OnlyFans and sitting there and, this is your woman in your house with you, cooking your kids food, but you don't subscribe to her. So you don't know that. So she's in her head like, this nigga don't even know I got 15,000 subscribers, but because he doesn't know, it's secret.
Y'all had an argument over Instagram, so she blocked you. Now you can't see what's on her page.
See that? Until you create another account and subscribe and follow, because she needs to be followed. But because niggas is like, oh, it ain't my page, And people are so prideful, they'll be like, no, I need to be on block. But that's why they go make a new one and then be a shit. If you wanted to be unseen, you wanted to follow your woman, why would you make another account as a man? Why don't you make it as another baddie and try to follow her? You just be watching everything she's doing. Just like they do. They do that to you. You don't think that they would do that to you? Create an account like a man just to see what you post if your shit's secret? So you think that you're getting away with these things, but if a man on this earth can see 10,000 different ways a person can be secretive or vindictive or discreet or indiscreet, the Lord said, I can see 10,000 times brighter than the sun. That means he looks through the sun. The sun is a speck of dust in his eyes. It's actually a dark spot in the Lord's eyes.
Say it again.
The sun is a dark spot in the Lord's eyes, man. It's like dust. It blocks his vision because his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than that. It's in his way, like he can see through it. Like it ain't got nothing on the Lord's eyes.
Like he looking through a window,
bro. Like he's looking through your soul. Like he's looking through your spirit. That's how deep the eye of the Lord's eyes is, right? And my last verse on this one was what? But these things that are being created, we're talking about the machine learning, right? It said it's also expected to deploy facial recognition software to identify wanted persons. So me and you, Potter, you see our profile picture? They're gonna post on there. They're gonna get all the hair. They're gonna see me with the fro out, see me with the braids, see you with the the wrap, see you out there with your hair down, see you with the glasses on, see you with the glasses off. They're gonna build a whole profile and be like, these are wanted persons, because they're teaching what literally Trump just came out and said he was gonna try to push forth persecution to anybody who makes Christians feel uncomfortable about their belief by teaching against Christian beliefs of America. That's what he's going to enact in law. So these software that other countries, and compared to America, Argentina is third world, basically, compared to it, because they're behind in so much technology, money, power, authority, access. They have ability to create stuff, but we're already one of the pioneers of certain things. We have big deals with big people, big countries. Even if America's so treacherous, they got deals with their enemies. They'll trade technology and then trade missiles at each other. They'll shoot at each other. It's like a crack dealer. Like, hey, I sell you some crack, but then I got to shoot you for selling the crack on my neighborhood. But if you need more crack, I sell it to you. But if I catch you again, I'm going to shoot at you again.
Listen to that. I'll sell you crack, but I might shoot you later on, but I'm going to still sell you this crack.
If you need some more.
If you need more. So after I didn't shoot you and killed your mans, hey, bro, I don't know.
I got you.
Killed him, man.
Because they want their money too. So they like, man, I don't F with this dude, but that's the plug, man. So, hey, you know what? We got a mutual understanding that we'll kill each other, but we got to do business with each other. That's Esau, man. And you think that the world is far from that, man? That's the expected practice of the UN, NATO. If you don't like what we do, we'll come and bomb you. What happened to Iraq? What happened to Afghanistan? What happened to you name it? Every brown country, supposedly, any so-called un-Edomitish country that don't want to get down with Esau, gotta lay down. And then when they lay down, they get up and be like, we ain't gonna mess with you like that. I guess we just gonna stay out of it. We're just gonna step aside type shit. But look at this. This is good scripture right here. Isaiah 32:7. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He devised wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. Okay. That doesn't even really have to be broken down, does it? What did he say that the software did? He said the software predicted your future crimes. So the software just said, what? You lying, like, hey, create a device to destroy the poor people with lying words. I wasn't going to do that. No, the software said you are going to do that. You haven't done it yet. Software lying on you because you didn't have it in your spirit to do it because you got them fringes on. It says you're going to do that. So go ahead.
Hey, in that video back in 2003, we see you stop by these men. And at the end of this video, you smiled and said, "Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahshai." Well, you gotta die for that.
That sounds like hate speech.
Huh?
That sounds like hate speech.
That sounds like hate speech and sedition. They're teaching you to rise up against this government, to refrain from it.
What's the word to get you punished by death? It's called treason.
Treason.
You're treasonous.
What? Oh, okay.
You have treason tendencies. You don't like America, do you? You wanted to be destroyed. So are you a terrorist, a domestic terrorist? Because you don't want America to thrive. You want it to be destroyed. So I guess you're a national security threat, especially when we're getting attacked. I guess we can't afford to have any people that aren't for us because they're against us. And look, what did you just say? It said identify wanted persons and patrol social media. So we're not making this stuff up. It literally is what the software is. The software isn't gonna just contemplate and sit there in its own computer frame and be like, I wonder what the world does. Let me just create these false scenarios. No, it's gonna go to things that it can connect to that you already incorporate Gemini, Siri, whatever other ones are out there, Google, whatever, all these different things. And they're gonna go right now. If you go search on Google, it's gonna bring up AI first now. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, they do that a lot more now.
Because now AI, they've learned that AI just gather your information. Your AI can gather a better search result than you can actually think to search for. Because they've had so many people try to come up with these searches that it's learned that this is what you probably were looking for. And they're gonna do this by your social media. Well, we've looked at so many Israelite social media accounts that dress with the fringes, that say Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach or Woman like Yahweh Shai, that say, hey, Shalom, Kwame Yasharala. Those key words equal terrorists, treasons, revolutionists, things that need to be destroyed and plucked out of the vine of the grapes, right? It says, and analyze real-time security footage to detect suspicious activities. And don't they always say that to Jake? We ain't saying you did no crime, but we need your ID because you look suspicious. But then then you ask them, is suspicious a felony or a misdemeanor? Or it's neither one, but because we need to make sure we know who we're talking to because of the suspicious activity, we need to jam you up real quick because you're walking around and you're an Israelite, or you're yelling at reading the Bible and saying it's real suspicious that you're reading the Bible and telling the truth. That's suspicious, and not is it not? Because everything is built off of a lie, off of a filter, off of a preeminence of falsehoods, and being honest and blunt and standing on the truth is a rarity. So it's suspicious. Why are you at the risk of death gonna tell the truth still? That's suspicious. What do you know that we don't know? We know Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. That's what we know.
Hey, that means Salakia. That means because it says, read that last part again that you just read.
It says,
and what? And analyze what?
And analyze real-time security camera footage to detect suspicious activities.
What do they mean by that? Are they watching your phone cameras to see what you're doing? Turn on your microphones?
Yes.
Or they're watching you on those ATM cameras to see what you're doing to it? Those street cameras that you walk in your cities that points down, they can just see you. Is that what they're talking about? What about those stoplights that you stop at and they kind of take your picture as you're stopping at the red light? These things are what they're talking about. They want to be like my brother brought out, like the Most High, man. Hey, the Most High guy, he knows everything. He sees everybody. He knows what everybody's doing, right? Let's get the book of Psalms, chapter 7 and verse 6. 7 and 8.
Psalms what? What'd you say? Psalms what?
Chapter 7 and verse 8. Because now they even got technology, these AIs that try to mess with your brain. But let's see this.
It says Psalms 7 and 8. The Lord shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness and according to mine integrity that is in me.
So, hey, we asking the Lord to judge us according to the things that are in us. Our actions, our deeds, our righteousness, right? Our integrity. But it says the Lord shall judge the people, right? Let's go to verse 11 real quick. Hold up. Yeah, Khan, verse 10, Salaki, verse 10.
Verse 10, it says,
Salaki, verse 9, my bad, I'm sorry.
Verse 9, oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just, for the righteous God tried the hearts and reins.
The Lord tries your hearts, your mind, your reins. Hey, now they want to do these things, man. That's why they got Elon Musk, right? Elon Musty. I'm gonna call him that from now on. He working on what? Them neural links so they can get inside your minds, right? And control your minds. And they're gonna compare that, add that to the AI systems. And now they got these tracking systems, man, that you cannot deny. And if you're not getting it, right, because you have a history of showing that you don't vaccine your children, or you made that post back in 2009 that you're not going to vaccine your children. Oh, we see these things. Now you're an unfit parent. We're going to take your children from you and do it ourselves. Now we're going to kind of cancel you out these systems, man. Elon Musk right now is working on robots to take over jobs. So once you lose your job, they take you out the market. Now you have no choice but to depend on the government. And if the government is saying, we ain't going to help you unless you get this Neuralink, hey, we ain't going to help you unless you submit to this 3D scan so we can get your face, get your fingerprints. Hey, we ain't going to help you, right? Unless you let this AI be in your household. Until you get a Alexa in your house, we ain't going to help you. Hey, these things are going to come to a time, man. You ain't got no choice. Right? Ayo, Salakia.
Hey, you know what's crazy is this too, King. Check this out. This is one of the things that you went into with this last section of it, right? It said it's gonna use real-time security footage to detect suspicious activity. And you saying, using AI to do these things. People really don't understand how strong AI is. Because look at this, just for a split second. Watch this. It says researchers have used artificial intelligence, AI, to turn Wi-Fi routers into cameras that can detect people and their environment, their movements through walls. Think about that. You're able to see through somebody's house because you got a router. You need internet, right? So now they've turned your router that is internet related into what? A damn router. I mean, a camera. Watch this. I don't see how that's refreshed.
See that he's starting now. Nah, I mess with y'all.
It's already starting, huh? Well, I don't know why we got it. This is weird.
That's different,
ain't it?
Okay, that the page not available.
They're trying to make. They're trying, bro. They're really trying. I don't do none of this shit. I don't want to just continue without logging.
Suddenly, AI has turned every Wi-Fi router into a camera that can work in the dark, specially tuned for tracking living beings. The Wi-Fi router, and they just learned to predict, like, this is where the human beings are. Then they took away the camera, so all the AI had was the language of radio signals bouncing around a room, and this is what they're able to reconstruct. Real-time 3D pose estimation.
See that? So they're able to just use what they already put in your house by AI to use it and manipulate it to make images by the signal being broadcast in your house, because it has to broadcast out to connect to devices. So it's definitely like a sonar, like it passes a wave, and whatever the wave comes over, it's gonna have an image of what it breaks around and continue. So it's gonna show forth whatever's walking around in real time. So the signal's constantly coming out. It's constantly making new images of you doing what you're doing in real time. So guess what? You don't even know. You're talking about having the damn cameras on your phone and the microphones on your phone. They can turn your doggone your Zumba robot vacuum into a damn mobile camera by just beaconing off the Wi-Fi signal off of it using AI. So the tape over your stuff is old school, cool. But if you have internet, they already looking at you, bro. If you got a modem, they looking at you, bro.
I got a question for you, King. Do you got neighbors?
I'm sorry.
Do you have neighbors?
Yeah.
Do they have Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can see everybody, and guess what they can do? They can set up their own Wi-Fi. They don't even need your Wi-Fi. It's a lot easier for me to, it's so easy right now because guess what your phone can turn into?
Bluetooth, a
A
hotspot.
mobile hotspot. So if we wanted to really find what's going on around us, we could just turn on a mobile hotspot with the AI, and I got a camera showing the whole complex of this neighborhood or whatever's going on, what I'm near, beacon out, okay, there's 3 people in this house, there's 5 people in this house, there's 4 people in this house. And you don't have to hack into no system. You don't have to break into nobody's passwords. All you got to do is just have your phone on you with the AI software that renders Wi-Fi signal into images. And AI created this. Not a man who didn't make this up. They asked AI, can you find a way to turn Wi-Fi signals into images? And that's what it came up to by and tracking and making it work. And that's what AI did it by itself.
Hey, so if the AI is predicting these things, I'm led to believe that AI, they can predict more. Like what? Who you gonna vote for? Hey, they can kind of predict your genealogy. Right, I yield. Go ahead, King.
And this leads right into the next thing. AI has predicted probably that this woman devil is going to be the next president of the United States because it has either this devil or this devil. There you go, that devil. They already know what I'm trying to type. They say it don't matter if you can't spell it. We're gonna get you to this. You put 4 letters, everybody knows who this devil is.
Hey, it hurts the word devil, and they already knew who you was talking about.
You see that? AI, right? AI. They know who they are. That's exactly who they know, right? But this is the thing, this woman is so deceitful, man. It's like who's endorsed Kamala Harris for the 2024 Democratic nomination and who hasn't yet. What I'm gonna tell you this: the so-called black woman in America, so-called Eve in America, can't raise money to put their kids in good schools or out of the situations, but they can raise 1.5 million to put this woman right here, the she devil, into office or running for a nomination. You understand? This person right here literally has said, I don't even know how to spell her name. I don't even. Let's just do this. I'm just gonna do this right here and do this right here. Black people. Let's see what it says. Literally, you'll see what it says. So many does not support. Let's put that. Watch this. This is who they voted for. This is crazy. What's this? This is crazy.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen. Again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
What is House passes anti-Asian hate bill crime bill. What does she say she's not going to do for so-called Jake, but she did something specifically for what, the anti-Asian hate that affects them directly as a group. It doesn't help everybody else. It's to protect them because they were getting targeted and whatever they felt they were getting abused and separated by. This is the things that they were doing. You understand? This is the way that you even if you want to go into the LGBT 3000s and Transformers and stuff, don't they get specific laws that benefit them? Don't you get all these things that are specific, but you're not, you literally just said to your prime demographic of candidate, what did you just say to these? I'm going to say, what did you just say to these niggas? Let's listen.
Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that.
Look how she's clear about it.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
She said, let's be clear about this. I am not going to help you niggas out solely. You better be lucky that we add something into law that helps your Black ass out in the first place. Even though, we're not going to say it's about you. You benefit from it. But we also don't have to be responsible for what? Protecting the ones that we intentionally cause harm to. Their hands would be tied if they write a law to say you can't do nothing to niggas no more. This country would literally implode because it's built off of constantly doing that. That's how the engine keeps turning. That's why you think they allow these mass murders and these things that happen to our people to be publicized and televised, because they like the gears to turn. That's what keeps the fuel, the money moving. But this woman is alive.
No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole in the country, right?
So we don't want to help y'all. We want to help the country. No, you got it, King Cook. It's just that's who this devil. That's why I say the she devil. That's who this is. That's who y'all want to vote. Because one day, oh, hold on. What's her name? Indian.
Oh yeah, because she's Indian.
But no, right now she's Black. That's what they're saying. She's Black now. But then a minute, not too long ago, she said that she was what? A so-called damn Indian woman. I'm trying to find
you
the
do that right there.
That one,
yep.
I don't want to suffer the consequences of our future president not liking my Indian food.
Can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
I've never made dosas.
I want to get. I don't want the whole.
Hi. I love that you're coming to the kitchen already. Like you live here. This is so great.
That's what I want. I want the short, yeah. Because I already know. You already know. She's saying, yeah, I'm Indian. That's what she's claiming. She claims to be the first Indian woman president, representative that she's claiming to be. So now people are like, and that's the deal. We already know how the scriptures work. Your house is by who? Your household or your father, right? But that's how wicked she is that she's trying to let you know that what? She's going to be the first Indian president, man.
Hey, so
Let me see. Oh man, it's so long. I don't want to do it. I just say this claiming to be. I say this claims.
Don't say claim
to be Indian.
Don't say claim. Say she is Indian. Because if you put that claim in there, they ain't gonna find you.
Yeah, let's just say Indian president. And it's just gonna on cooking show. Anyways, but I was just gonna get to the point where I saw it, man. I wasn't gonna scroll through that 8-minute video, but she literally was saying that she's Indian, bro. Like she's Indian for the right people, and then she's a nigga for the other people. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta understand the double. Go ahead.
Not even a good. She from the east side. She East Indian. Not
East Indian.
Not Indian Native American. No, she's East Indian, man. Right. It's gonna be in that video right there, man.
Yeah, it is in this video. I'm trying to find her say because I just saw the short of it. You know what I mean? Definitely. And she was in there talking about my Indian heritage type shit. Yeah, I'm gonna just do it, man. We're gonna do it.
So hey, are you stressed for making Indian food?
Here in my kitchen, and today we are cooking, but we have a very special guest. Very special. Senator Kamala Harris.
Hi, guys.
Wait, so here's what I want to know.
Okay.
Is it respectful to call, like, I should be calling you Senator Harris, right?
No, you should not. That's not on my birth certificate.
Okay.
Call
Kamala?
Yes, please.
Okay, because the Indian in me, I feel like my parents, my dad will watch this.
Just don't call me auntie.
Okay. I won't call you auntie. They'll be like, how could you call her by her first name? She's worked so hard. Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like our thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
yes,
but actually we're both South Indian.
We're both Indian, yes. So is she looking at, didn't she just say, I ain't helping none of you niggas out? I ain't gonna do nothing specific for you niggas. I got to look out for my own people. They're the East Indian. That's what's going down. So when you're thinking, that's our people. Well, she's half this, but you know what half she sided with? The half that don't give a damn about your black ass or your people. You know what I'm saying? So that's literally, this is what's going to keep a lot of people. She just said we're both South Indian. So when you're voting for this woman, you're not voting for your people. You're being bamboozled, Jake and Eve. You're giving your thoughts and your mind over to an oppressor. And this is what we always bring this one out all the time, but let's go ahead and just bring it out real quick and we can move on. Unless you got something to say to that.
No, Ken, I think you're hitting things on the point, man. That lady is she's trying to sneak in through the gate, man. Me and the brothers, we talk about it all the time, man. He just trying to sneak in through the gate, man. Right?
Like they trying to get the perm, man. You got the perm spirit.
Hey, exactly, man. They think that Moab thinks that if he get a strong enough perm and that he do these techniques that he got with his hair to make it curly, they're gonna let him side the gate. That's not gonna happen, bro. I yield. It's a lie.
Nah, you good though, man. This is Deuteronomy 17:15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose, one from among thy brethren. First off, not thy sisters, from thy brethren should thou have rule over you. You shouldn't have the woman being the head of you or your congregation. First off. Secondly, you shouldn't have what? Thou shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. It didn't even say you can't set a heathen over you, and you're supposed to set a man over you, not a woman over you in the first place. So the fact that you want a woman to be set over the man in any form of high authority in decisions and as a people is contrary to the words of the Most High God. And then they'll claim that this is a Christian country, but then will set a woman over the man in the congregation when the scriptures say don't do that. Even this commandment tells you don't do that. And especially don't do it if it's not your brother. So don't set a so-called Indian man over you or a white man over you if you're not an Israelite. Set an Israelite over you. But make it be a brother that's one of your brothers, that a fellow Israelite should rule over you. Right? But so that was just kind of the thing that our people think that they're doing something good, because every time they see all skin folk ain't kin folk, that don't mean that she's your people because she dark Wasn't the Egyptians dark like us? And the Lord said in Exodus 11:7, just bring it just so we can have the edification, so people don't call us a liar and say that you're racist. But we understand that it's cool because the Lord's a racist as well. So I choose and prefer my people too, right? We don't practice harmful tactics of racism, but we do prefer our own. If you're a pianist, you prefer the piano. You're a guitarist, you prefer the guitar, not the drums. It's okay to prefer what you like, right? It's our world, the Israelites' world. Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians, which was the dark-skinned folks, and the Israelites, which are dark-skinned folks. So just because she looks like what you would like to have around you, a dark complected sister with a perm, she says she is South Indian. So you're bamboozled if you believe this is a sister. This is not your sister. It's her sister. Because look at her. She's definitely South Indian, but look how dark she look. Is this woman, look, they the same shade, same type of hair, looking crazy as hell, cooking stinky food. You understand? They one and the same. They both South Indian. But hey, Eve, you might want to understand that's not your people. That's not your kinfolk. Their hair, you like, oh, the hair, because that's whose hair you buying. You buy their hair and put it on your head. That's why you think you and her look alike, because y'all buying the weave, the shit they cut off, that you putting it on your hair, and you walking around like you an East Indian woman. Because you like that Indian hair. Don't they say that? I need that bust down, that East Indian hair, that long shit.
Hey, a lot of people don't know they put witchcraft and sorcery on them hairs, man, before they cut it off.
This was, yeah, you're right, because what they say is they shave their head due to bad spirits, and when they do that, they're cutting away the roots of the spirits, which they believe lies in their hair. So when they cut and they shave their head off, it's for them to get rid of bad spirits they believe that they're plagued with. And then Eve put that shit on and go plumb crazy when she got it on, and don't realize that she's got spirits on her, because she an East Indian white woman that got down needs to rule over a man that has no damn sense and decorum and discretion of themselves, and no spirit to rule over them. They have no temperance over their own spirit, and often the folly and departed from the Lord. And hey, from being wanting to be like the other heathens that are the exact same way.
Mighty, man. Hey, they sometimes there's a whole holiday for that, man. There's a holiday over there in East India where they sacrifice to their gods and they cut their hairs off, man. And then they sell it to you. So you gotta be careful.
And one last thing, we'll just get a little bit of article, because we want to see what got grandma said she had enough. Why should grandma have enough? Because what we know was recently happened with the fatal shooting of Sonia Massey. Deputy who fatally shot Sonia Massey had all the training he needed, sheriff says, right?
He's been arrested and he will pay the price.
Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell says when he hired
an Illinois sheriff tells CBS News the former deputy who shot and killed Sonia Massey inside her home had not only been trained but retrained to avoid that type of unwarranted lethal force.
So he's been trained and retrained. So he already was under the suspicion of being out of line dealing with people. But they gave him a gun and sent him back out to deal with people, knowing that he was not qualified to have the psychology, the psychiatric mindset, the psychological mindset to be able to perform his duties without with just mind and judgment.
Interview with CBS's Roxana Saberi, the sheriff gave us a harsh assessment of the former deputy charged with Massey's murder.
This was a rogue individual that acted outside the scope of his authority. He's been arrested and he will pay the price.
Sangamon County Sheriff.
This is Esau speaking devilish. He's been held accountable, but why aren't all of you people that look like this held accountable for doing that to our people for the last 400 or 500 years? You want to give us one, but we want you all. We want all of you devils that have harmed and killed us without a crime, without a cause, to what? Will pay the price. Didn't the Lord say that you're going to pay the price too? That's what the Lord said, that these people are going to have to pay the price for what they did to us. And this is what we want to have up in all of them. For Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face with world of the cities. So we want to slaughter we want the Lord to have you all slaughtered who did exactly something similar to our ancestors and to our people currently. It's not, you see how they like to separate themselves, that officer, but that officer is of your nation of people. That wouldn't fly in any other country. You can't go and be a white man and go kill a damn Arab man in Saudi Arabia and act like that's not damn near waging war between the United States, where the white man represents himself, and Saudi Arabia. They'll take that as your nation of people are trying to kill my nation of people. They're not going to say, oh, he's a rogue white man. No, all you Edomites are rogue, man. All of you guys do what you please and do what thou wilt, and then you're only pay the price fractionally just so you don't have to pay the whole bill. You want to split the bill. But the Lord said, it don't matter right now. You want to do that one? We want all of y'all. And the payback is why. Why is it so important to bring up? Because obviously, that's been in the news, the unlawful shooting of Sonia Massey, like amongst a lot of our people. This is what the trickle and down effect of that happening is this. Watch. And the water for my brother sending me this.
To finish that little shopping spree.
I want to bring it out.
To play with y'all, shout out to Dax News for this story, because baby, when I tell you this story is one for the books, I ain't heard nothing like this ever in my 30-some years of being on Earth. Granny said she was going to the store. When she got to the store, she was taking her time pulling into the handicap parking lot, and two young men of the Caucasian background cut her off, parked in the handicap spot. Granny waited 2 hours outside for them to finish their little shopping spree. They came out and she confronted them. And when she confronted them, she asked the young man who was driving, she said, "Are you handicapped?" He proceeded to say no. When he said no, Granny shot him in both kneecaps, both of them. Then she tried to flee the scene. The police pulled up right when she was leaving out the parking lot, and guess what? Granny had a shootout with the police and shot one of them, unalive one, got the other one in the shoulder. I said, oh my gosh, and it only gets better from there. Granny had on a bulletproof vest and an assault rifle. Thugging. Turns out she was a former Marine, special operations. And when they asked her what made her do it, she said, oh, I think I was just having a bad day. And then the police, being unalived, brought them to say, okay, well, what made you do it? And she said, well, after the Sonia Massey situation, I had to defend myself because I know they'll unalive me. So I had to unalive them first. Granny, I don't even know if I'm mad at you. She said she was tired of Caucasian folks. Now, if this ain't a lesson, because goodness gracious, even the elderly are getting sick of the stuff. And turns out Granny was an OG special ops. So she was up shooting to unalive. That's crazy. This is the craziest story I've heard all year. But can you really be mad at her? Baby, when I
listen to what she said. I don't know if I could be mad at her. Why would you be mad at her when she tells you why she did what she did in the first place? She got tired of Caucasians killing her people, and she dealt with them on a military high form level. She worked with them in the government. Unalived them, did what she had to do, and said because if she don't do that to them, they're going to do it to her because of what they did to Sonia Massey. That's the reason why this lady was brought up in this conversation, because she says she sees what the Caucasians have been doing, and she's not young. So she's seen a lot more over a lot longer period of time, and it took Sonia Massey dying for that finally act in her elderly age. When she was young and had the position to, she was cool loving it until it got to the point where she realized her mistake. Now she realized, look, I got to do what I got to do because they're going to continue to kill us. And she feared for her life in the place where she said she worked and fought for them in the government, in the military, that she was so afraid that they were going to kill her that she said I had to do it to unalive them. I had to do it to them first. And all this information we use is fair use, you know, but ultimately we understand you ain't gonna be able to shoot your way out of it. Our elders should have taught us better back from a long ways ago, but this is all prophecy coming into play. These are all things that we understand. So with that being said, you know, I'm gonna close out with the classic like we always do, and just put us back in the spirit of understanding that you can try to shoot it out, you can have impatience, but none of that's gonna matter unless what? We wait on the Lord, right? And this is what we're gonna have to do.
Before you bring that out, right? Once again, right? We ain't telling our people to go out there and start shooting things up at all. What we're saying is, pray, fast, turn unto the Lord your God, serve the Most High God so he can take us out of this land, right? This land is polluted. The Lord is going to destroy it, man. Vengeance is not of us, but is of the Lord. And I'm a yield.
And that's a perfect segue into, you know, the closing scripture. Psalms 27:14. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. And on that, we love you, Israel. Kwame Mashallah. I hope somebody was edified and will be edified in the near future. We love you. Shalom.
Love y'all too. Shalom.